Step 9. The forest is gone. The sky is gone. There is nothing around me but grey, flat, featureless, endless grey, and the stairs beneath my feet. The stairs and something below me, climbing up, moving in a way that human legs don't move. The missing boy's voice echoes from above. "Are you coming to get me?" But the voice is wrong now. Too even. Too calm, like something wearing the words without understanding them. I need to tell you about the stairs in the woods, and I need to start from the beginning. Because what you think you know, the campfire stories, the internet posts, that's not even close to how bad it really is. I've been a search and rescue officer in the Pacific Northwest for 9 years. I'm going to call the forest I work in the K, National Forest, because I signed documents that say I can't name it. The details I'm changing are the ones that could identify me. Everything else is exactly what happened. Our district covers roughly 400 square miles of old-growth forest, alpine meadows, and river gorges. We run between 80 and 120 SAR operations per year. Lost hikers, injured climbers, overdue hunters. Most of them end well, some don't. But there's a category of case that doesn't go in the standard files. We keep a separate log, handwritten, no digital copies, stored in a locked drawer in the station chief's office. No case numbers. No formal incident reports, just dates, locations, and a single classification tag. Structure anomalies. That's the official term. Unofficially, everyone calls them what they are. The stairs. I need to explain what they are because the internet stories get some of it right and most of it wrong. The stairs are real. They appear in the forest. Staircases, freestanding, no building attached. They look like they were removed from a house and placed in the woods. Some are wooden, some are carpeted. I've seen one that was marble. They range from 6 steps to over 20. They cast shadows. They have weight. If you put a hand on the banister, it's solid. And they move. My first encounter was October of my first year. Grid sweep for a missing day hiker. 62-year-old man, overdue by 30 hours, last seen on the Ridgeline Trail. I radioed it in as a possible structure. I was new. I thought maybe someone had dumped construction debris. It happens near forest roads. Dispatch patched me to Hargrove, our station chief, 27 years in the field. His voice when he came on the radio was different from anything I'd heard from him before. Controlled, like he was choosing every word. I asked if I should photograph it for the report. No photographs. Resume your sweep. We'll discuss at debrief. The debrief never happened. When I brought it up at the station that evening, Hargrove took me into his office, closed the door, and told me 3 things. 1. The stairs have been appearing in the forest for as long as anyone has records. The earliest entry in the logbook is from 1978, but the rangers who started the log said it had been going on long before that. 2. They move. Not while you're watching, but if you mark a location and return, the stairs won't be there. They'll be somewhere else, sometimes miles away, sometimes in places that are physically difficult to reach, cliff ledges, creek beds, the middle of boulder fields. 3. You never, ever climb them. Over the next 2 years, I encountered the stairs 7 more times, different locations, different styles. You develop a sense for them, a feeling in the air, a wrongness you can't articulate. The forest gets quiet in a specific way, not the quiet of a predator nearby. Animals are cautious, but they still move. The quiet around the stairs is different. It's like the forest itself is holding its breath. I started noticing patterns. They appear more frequently in October and March. They favor old-growth areas over replanted sections. They're never found within a mile of a maintained road. And they cluster, loosely, over months, around areas where people have gone missing. I cross-referenced the logbook with our missing persons records. I'm not a statistician, but the correlation was hard to ignore. In 12 out of 17 unsolved missing persons cases over the previous decade, a staircase had been logged within 2 miles of the last known position within 3 weeks of the disappearance. I showed Hargrove. He looked at the map for a long time. I asked what happened. Jenkins transferred to a desk job in Boise. Paulson retired early. The map stays in this office. It doesn't go in any report. And you stop tracking. The stairs are not our jurisdiction. Our job is finding people. You understand? I understood what he was telling me. I didn't understand why. Not yet. Year 4, November. A 7-year-old boy named Ethan Marsh went missing from a family campsite at 1600 hours. By 2200, we had 6 teams in the field. Temperature was dropping fast, 34 degrees and falling. I was running the northwest grid with a volunteer named Torres, ex-military, solid guy, good in the woods. We'd been out 5 hours. No sign of the boy. Radio traffic was getting grim. I told Torres to keep his distance. Standard protocol. He'd never seen one before. He was a volunteer. They don't get briefed on the stairs. But he wasn't looking at the stairs. Ethan's footprints led to the base of the stairs and went up. Step 1, 2, 3. Small muddy prints on maroon carpet. They went up 7 steps. They didn't come down. Torres started toward the stairs. I grabbed his arm. "We have to check," he said. "We don't climb the stairs." "There's a kid up there." Torres pulled free. He was on the 3rd step before I could react. I watched him climb. Step 4, 5, 6, 7, where Ethan's prints ended. Nothing happened. He looked back at me, headlamp blinding. Step 8. He stopped. His face changed. The confidence, the military bearing, the certainty, all of it drained out of him in a second. He was staring past the top of the stairs at something I couldn't see from the ground. Then he said something I'll never forget. "Gallagher, I can see stairs, everywhere, hundreds of them, going in every direction. And there's people on them." I screamed his name. He looked behind him. He was gone. The stairs were empty. His headlamp rolled down 2 steps and stopped. I stood there for I don't know how long. Then I radioed it in. They found Torres 11 hours later, 3 miles away, curled in a ravine, unresponsive, hypothermic, alive. He had no memory of climbing the stairs, no memory of the previous 6 hours. His boots were gone. His fingernails on his left hand were broken to the quick, packed with soil like he'd been digging. He never volunteered again. I heard he moved to Phoenix. Ethan Marsh was found the next morning by a K9 unit, 2 miles from the campsite, asleep under a fallen log, alive, unharmed. He said he'd followed the man on the stairs, who told him where to hide from the cold. When they asked what the man looked like, Ethan said he looked like stairs. Nobody wrote that down in the official report. The rangers who've been doing this long enough, the ones with 20, 30 years in the field, they talk about the stairs differently when they've had enough to drink. Hargrove told me once, after his 3rd bourbon, that the stairs aren't appearing in the forest. A retired ranger named Caldwell, 41 years in the service before she walked away, she had a theory. She said the stairs aren't structures, they're wounds, places where whatever is underneath the forest pokes through. I plotted every sighting from the logbook and 3 other stations that Caldwell connected me with. Different forests, different states, but the patterns were the same. The lines converge. They all point to a location in the old-growth interior. An area with no trails, no roads, and a 40-year-old administrative closure that predates the current station chief. Reason listed, geological instability. I've never been to the convergence point. Caldwell went once, in 1998. She wouldn't tell me what she found. She just said, "There aren't stairs there. There's a whole house, and it's growing." She retired the next month. I've been keeping my own records for 5 years now, off the books, outside the system, because the official numbers don't tell the truth. In our district alone, there have been 43 missing persons cases in the last 15 years that were never resolved. 43 people who walked into the forest and didn't walk out. Hikers, hunters, campers, a park ranger, 2 surveyors, a child. In 29 of those cases, stairs were logged within 2 miles and 2 weeks. The official cause for most of these is exposure, or fall, or animal encounter. Bodies are almost never recovered. And when they are, I pulled me reports for 6 cases. 3 were so heavily redacted they were useless. 2 described injuries inconsistent with any known cause. The 6th, a hiker found at the base of a cliff in 2019, noted that the body's skeletal structure was rearranged. Not broken, rearranged. Bones in the wrong positions. Femur where the humerus should be. Ribs inverted, but the skin was unbroken. The ME listed cause of death as fall from height. The cliff was 30 feet tall. That doesn't rearrange a skeleton. I don't know what happens when you climb the stairs and don't come back. Torres came back, broken, amnesiac, but alive. Others haven't. Ethan Marsh was led to safety by something that looked like stairs. Whatever these things are, they don't operate by rules I can understand. But I know they're hungry, and I know they're patient, and every year there are more of them in the logbook. I'm still on the job. I still run search and rescue operations in forests where staircases appear between the trees and people walk up them and don't come down. Last month, a new set appeared. Pine, fresh, 12 steps. It was less than 200 yards from a popular trailhead. The closest a staircase has ever been to a public area in our records. Hargrove retired last year. Before he left, he gave me the logbook. He gave me the key to the drawer. He looked at me the way Caldwell must have looked at him, and he said, "I log every sighting. I maintain the map. I brief new rangers with the same 3 rules Hargrove gave me. Don't approach, don't touch, don't climb." But last week I drove past a new housing development on the edge of town. 20 homes going up on cleared forest land. And in the backyard of an unfinished house, framed but not yet walled, I saw a staircase. Not in the forest, in someone's yard. They're not staying in the woods anymore. If this kept you up, subscribe. Notifications on. I narrate horror from the internet's darkest corners every week. If you've seen stairs in the woods, and I know some of you have, leave your story in the comments. I read every one. And if you're ever in the forest and you see a staircase that shouldn't be there, you already know the rule. Don't climb.